How to become woman of your dreams. I want us all to level up and to find different ways that we can really become that woman that we see in our heads, and that version of ourselves that we see in our heads when we envision the life that we want. So in today's video, I'm going to give you 5 different ways that you can become that woman of your dreams. Number 1, create a vision board. The first thing that you have to do is that you have to have a vision for yourself. You can't go anywhere if you don't know where you're going. And I know so many people say you make plans and God laughs at them, and I think that's kind of a cute phrase, but actually you're not going to go anywhere if you don't have a vision. So what is that vision for yourself? This is why creating vision board is a really great practice, because you can actually see specifically what kind of life you would like to build for yourself. And I also want to be clear in this video that I'm not necessarily going to talk about luxury and expensive living, fancy cars, big houses. I think that always gets kind of like a mixed together when you just talk about the highest version of yourself, and that's not necessarily the case. What might be on your vision board, it could be a family, it could be downsizing. It doesn't necessarily have to be those big lavish goal for yourself, but whatever it is, you do have to have a vision for yourself, and you do have to know, okay, where is it that I want to go? Where is it that I see myself at the end of the year? Do I want to be in the same position, same situation that I was last year? You can give yourself time for this. I mean, I'm saying a year, but you can set your goals for yourself. So pick 5 years, 10 years, 6 months. I think we live in a generation that wants a very instant gratification, and that's not necessarily healthy. Things take time. We have to be patient. So give yourself a year or two, see what you can accomplish in that time. But the first step is to figure out what is your vision for your life. How do you see yourself? How do you see your life if you were to be living the life that you are dreaming about? But the first step is to figure out what is your vision for your life. How do you see your life if you were to be living the life that you dream? Second, live her life. The second way that you can become the woman of your dreams is to start living the life that she lives. So a lot of times when you have this, you will have this idea in our heads of who we want to be. It feels so unattainable. It feels like something that is so far, when in reality what we really need to be doing is to start living as if you are that person right now. So who is she? What does she listen to? What podcast does she listen to? What books does she read? What does she shop? What does she like to eat? A lot of the time, a person that we want to be can feel like, oh, that version of me, that'll just never get to be. That version is for other people. I'll never get to experience that. And that's not true. The trick is to start implementing some of those little habits, some of the ways in which that version of yourself already approaches life and already looks at life right now in your current state. Start doing that. I am not suggesting that if the future version of you, the version you have for yourself, includes driving a Tesla, that you go out and buy a Tesla right now. If you don't have Tesla money, no, that's not what we're talking about. What we're discussing is figuring out day-to-day life of that version of yourself. Does she wake up early, work out, or does she take a morning off, or does she relax in the morning? Does she have a bubble bath to start her day or end her day? What are the sort of day-to-day things that she does? And if you start implementing those things into your life now, before you know it, you will just be that person. So if you decide that a woman that you want to be has habit of going to bed at 10 p.m., you're going to have to start implementing that and creating that habit for decent amount of time before you can actually claim that that's my habit. So I want to challenge you all right now to either on your phone or take a pen or paper or diary and ask yourself, who is the future version of me? What does she do? What does she enjoy? What does she go out to eat? What does she like to cook? Who is she? Write that down, the characteristics that she holds, and then one by one you can go through, and once you start creating those habits, you can start crossing them off your list. You can say, oh, I've done that for like 6 weeks, Done. And next thing you know, you are slowly morphing into the woman that you want to be. Number 3, put yourself out there. Okay, my third bit of advice is to put yourself out there. Okay, you cannot accomplish or achieve anything otherwise. I mean, you can sometimes get stroke of luck, someone comes out of the blue and offers you an opportunity. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, miracles happens all the time, but you have to put yourself out there in order to accomplish whatever it is you want to accomplish. This could be, getting a job, this could be finding a relationship that you always wanted to be in, it could be so many things. I have a friend, she's not, anyway, so that friend is constantly going back and forth in her love life, not really sure what's going on, but she yearns for that romantic connection, and she yearns for that relationship that is going to be life-giving and that is going to last. But instead putting herself out there and trying to meet new people, she instead continues to go back to that same guy that she dated over the years. The reason why it never works is because when you try to recreate or recapture something that didn't even work the first time, chances are it's not going to work the second time. So instead of doing that, instead of going back and trying to recapture a moment that is no longer here, what you need to do is, what you should rather do is put yourself out there in more intentional way, not like I'll see what happens. No, you have to have an intention, you have to have a goal. That's how you're going to achieve it. Okay, so if there is a goal that you have for yourself, like starting a YouTube channel, for example, writing a book, starting an online course, but you just haven't put yourself out there enough to actually do it and to actually start the thing, whatever it is, you have to put yourself out there. Otherwise you will not accomplish being the one that you go to bed at night wanting to be. I feel like we live in a society that thinks that things just come to us and we don't actually have to work for it. Actually, I would say it's the opposite case for most of us. Sure, you can put the intention out there, you can put the prayer out there, and then you can have this pure hope and faith in your dream that it will be fulfilled. But faith without work is dead. Without any action behind the things that you say you want, chances are you're not going to get them. So put yourself out there, whatever it is that you want. If you want to be a homemaker, have that conversation with your spouse or with your boyfriend. Or if you want to be a boss babe, work in an office with a steady income, start that journey and start putting yourself out there today. It's like sorry about the noise, my cat is in my room and I always keep her near me because she gets anxious, so thank you for understanding, but she keeps playing with the door, so sorry about that noise. Something I read when I was thinking of getting my second master degree, and it changed my perspective of being too late for things I wanted. So the saying goes something like, whether you do something or you don't do something, time is still moving. See, if you're thinking, oh, I'm 25 years old, I'm 35 years old, I'm 40 years old, I don't want to. For an example, if someone is, I'm 25 year an adult and I don't know how to swim, I cannot take swimming classes now. Okay, what will happen? Next year you'll be 26, whether you learn swimming or not. So next year you'll be someone who's 26 and doesn't know how to swim. So whether you do it or not, time is going to pass. So if the vision that you have for yourself is something very specific, do your best to start that process today and to put yourself out there to get to that point today. Number 4, apply new knowledge. The thing you have to do to become woman of your dream is to actually apply the things that you learn to your life. Great to watch videos. Thank you for watching my video. Keep on watching, subscribe. It's great to listen to empowering podcasts and read books and do all those things. Pin all those pins on Pinterest and save all the job hunting tips on Instagram. But if you actually don't apply what you learn to your life, then all of this isn't vain. It's like taking notes during a lecture entire year but not writing the answers in the exam. Other thing I remember as a kid was that you succeed by failing. You read that a lot. Trial and error is part of the journey, but honestly life is too short to experience everything yourself. That's why we try to take notes from the path that other took and see what you can learn from their experience and actually apply it to your life. So don't wait to do everything on your own. Take advice, study the people who are doing the things you want to be doing. If your biggest inspiration is someone who works at a fashion magazine, then find out what path that person took to get there and then see what elements of the path you can apply to your own life. Did they get an internship there first, or did they work on their college project about that company? What are the sort of steps that were taken in order for that person to get to where they are right now? So, whoever you admire, if it is your mom, your aunt, your best friend, if they are doing things in their life that you would like to be doing in your life, look at them, learn from them, and then apply what you learn to your life, as opposed to just taking all of this information and doing absolutely nothing with it. That does not benefit anyone. In fact, it's just gonna make you look like you're jealous. But jealousy is like, why would you be jealous of your family or your friend? You want them to be okay. For an example, this is off topic from this video, but here's the thing. I don't understand when your friends get jealous or your family gets jealous, because imagine two options: your best friend who's a successful person, your best friend who is not and who's currently in need of your help. Who would you want your best friend to be? So if your friend is already succeeding, don't you want that? Don't you? Isn't that good that they're succeeding, so you don't feel responsible to help them out every time, so you don't worry about them? That's a good thing. Why people don't, I mean, I don't understand jealousy. Just anyway, sure that when you're striving to be that woman of your dreams, you're actually applying the things that you learn along the way. And the fifth and final way that you can become the woman of your dream is to remove all of these naysayers, all of those negative Nancy's from your life. Kiss the negativity, goodbye. I think people get confused because sometimes when you say I'm removing negativity, that can be confused with I don't want to accept constructive criticism. And they're two very different things. I'm all for constructive criticism. Tell me everything that I can do better right now. I'm always up for it. I mean, like, if I ask for your advice or you really ask for advice on such topics, then I would welcome it. Don't just go and body shame strangers because you think you're giving out valuable advice. Now you're just a bully. That's what I'm trying to imply. Criticism, when it comes from place of jealousy or spite, it's not helpful. It's see, if nothing else, it actually prevents you from getting to that place in your life that you want to be. But just know that once you make that decision and you're sat down and you're written out, okay, I want to be this kind of woman and I want to have this kind of lifestyle. Once you've decided what you want for your life and you're going after it, people are going to have something to say, because for some reason people always have something to say. There's never a time when you're gonna go to someone and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this and this thing, and they're not going to have an opinion. It's just never going to happen. One way or another, they're either going to say, oh, I think that's great, and that's an opinion of their own, and or they're going to say, are you sure you want to do that? Lots of people fail at that. That's again their opinion. So when you are deciding, okay, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be this kind of woman, going to live this kind of lifestyle, I'm going to do XYZ, go and do that. You have to remove any sort of negativity that comes from a place of not wanting the best for you. And the way that you can do this is through discrimination. It's through knowing who's in your side, who's not on your side, and that might take some time to figure out. There was such a long time in my life where I had people that I met and that I knew, that I considered friends, who were not actually in my corner when it came right down to they had their best interest at heart. They would try to dissuade me from doing certain things, or they would try to take advantage of me. And sometimes people might not even know that they are trying to stunt your growth. It's just that they don't want to be left in a dust. So you have to remove that negativity. You have to see if the person you're talking to, a person who's giving you advice, have they proven yourself to be someone who has been in your corner before. So yeah, so that's it. Hit like and subscribe. It makes me so happy that you made it till the end of this video. Comment down this emoji so I know you've watched the full video. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.